Sit down.
Oh! Hey there! I'm Harry.
I'm Richard. I'm confused at his excitement.
Hey, it's Dead Decks.
Yeah, buddy. Dead Decks. Yeah, buddy. All right, buddy. Yeah. So, this is my I'm gonna do a fucking carrot top.
Good props.
We bought this, so maybe we can stop being so much of this. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
We've been reading.
Been reading shit.
We ain't dummies no more.
Nope. Oh, I'm way back now.
Lean back.
My mind and my money and my mind's on cards. That's what my mind's on.
Yeah, spending all my money.
Spending money on cards. Today we're going to talk about why this channel exists.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Why do card games fail? C's and the T's. That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
We do this is where I can do the asshole statement.
It's a good time.
Any corrective assholes out there that like to go to videos and say, "Me, you forgot something." Shut the fuck up. Go away.
Dark channel. What do you really want?
Yeah, this is all speculation. Yeah. These are possible reasons why a card game could fail. It's not a master list, so shut the fuck up.
And we wrote it down in 3 minutes. So.
Yeah.
And then we talk about it for 35 or 40 minutes. So sit down, get comfortable. Most of you have already gone, didn't even see that part anyway. So.
Yeah, the assholes are still there.
Yeah.
We haven't said anything yet. They're waiting to correct something.
And we said something, I'm sure, but whatever.
Yeah, we have almost no commenters, but a good third of them are. Yeah, I think you missed a spot. So
I can talk about keyboards again. They love when I talk about keyboards. Yeah.
Yep, hating Richard Garfield, not
Yeah. Dick. That one's for you, buddy. Anyway, we're talking about why card games fail, or what we think is the reason why card games fail.
Yep.
To be more specific. More Pacific in the Atlantic.
More specifically.
In the Abu Dhabis.
Yeah.
So, I guess a lot of these are generalized, and some of them kind of bleed into each other, and they're all connected in a way, obviously. But we'll start with just the big glut 95, which triggered most of them to fail to begin with. And, games have failed from the time they started till today. But, the big failure, the meteor that destroyed the card gaming world was 1995.
Yeah. Yeah, and it relates to almost every other thing on the list because when there is a glut, everything's harder. Yeah. Getting word out, marketing, getting a player base, getting your financials to stand up. Too much competition, not enough demand. And it's cycled. 95 is not the only one.
No.
Every so often, there's going to be another one. Everybody's going to try to make money like, oh, this is a thing again. We're going to make some.
And, a few of them make it or reinvigorate the market and things get kicking and rolling again. But if there's too many at one time, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah. It truly amazes me how many of these were made.
Yeah, 95 was, we've got a timeline video out there. I don't know if you watched it or not. But we're still on 1995 and we're 4 videos in. I think the first video was 93 and maybe 94 too. But I think there's been 40 games. There's roughly 40 games made in 95 alone. Or debuted in 95, I should say.
Yeah, and if you're somewhere in the middle of that pack, you're calling a distributor or trying to get it into a store, get the fuck out.
Yeah, and back then, there was no easy way to get word out that your game was around. Unless you had Scry or, what was the other ones? I forgot about now. God damn it.
Magazines?
Duelist. Yeah.
Yeah, Duelist, Inquest.
If your game didn't make it in one of those, then nobody even knew it happened. Yeah. And even then, the big players were so big. It was, I remember back in the day, I never gave a fuck about any of those games. Never looked at them.
Yep.
Why would you? Magic was around.
Pretty much. So another one that is, as we said, related, financials. I know for one example is Cyberpunk 2020 and Peter Wax in an interview that when he said, he thought they had something going and had enough player base to continue, but they ran out of money. They didn't know how to manage a business. So, you could do, you could print too much and sell too little and you're done. You've run out of money.
Yep.
It could just be, maybe it was doable if you were to have spent your money more wisely. That's certainly something that could happen.
And it's a two-edged sword too. If you don't print enough and you don't have enough to go around, then you don't have enough money to go back and print more because it takes you can't just go to the printer and be like, hey, I want 25 more boxes. No, there's a pretty big preprint you got to put out there. So
yep, you screw around too long and lose your player base. And,
yep.
So again, related, overproduction. It's certainly going to hurt you financially if you produce a shit out of it and can't sell it.
Yep. It all ends up in the discount bin somewhere.
Yeah, we know we're seeing that.
Or in Ollie's 25 years later.
Basically a giant store full of discount bin.
Yep. And people expect those prices, and when, of course, new games come out, they want them to be the price of the discount shit, and the negative feedback loop begins, and down to the spirally train they go to zero.
Yep.
Again, related marketing. You got to figure out how to get that fucking shit out there and get people to play it and buy it. And then once you do have a player base, you have to keep that player base satisfied and produce more product. It's never ending. Magic is basically, besides Pokemon, and I guess Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, those three manage to somehow make set after set after set after set and get people to buy. Nobody else has ever been able to do it.
Yeah.
There's some new players on the market today. We won't talk about it in this video, but it'll be interesting to see how that'll go. There's been a couple that have come around in the past 2 or 3 years, and they're already dead. And a lot of it had to do with marketing. They just didn't market well. The times may have helped kill them, but still, you got to market. Back then, it's hard to market. Magazines are nothing. Internet wasn't enough. Wasn't even hardly around.
Yeah.
We touched on player base, but again, if you're nobody playing your goddamn game, any game ain't gonna survive.
Yep.
Property.
Yeah, and of course that ties in with all the other ones.
It does.
If you have a property nobody gives a shit about, you're not gonna have anything else.
Yeah, you gotta again market that, figure out how to make people want to know about it, and buy it, and play it.
Yeah, and I love original properties.
Yeah,
but that's hard to stand up.
It is.
You've got, your only built-in player base is people that know CCGs and are generally have an interest.
And want to actually play it and play it more than once.
Yeah, and they're willing to abandon their favorite games to go to yours. That's a tough sell. So, original stuff definitely is difficult. But then properties, a lot of times are going to be money grabs. And
yep. Not made well, not made to last. There's no intention of ever making more than a set or two. Literally just to be put on a shelf to make an extra $10, $15 for the the quarterly investor or the quarterly earnings report.
Yeah.
And once it's come in, fuck it, we're done. Move on.
Yep. One we debated about earlier, mechanics is, we're both inclined, I think we agreed, to think that I'm not sure that's going to be the biggest problem with most games. Because everything else comes before that.
It sure the hell can kill a game.
Oh, yeah.
If you're excited about it, everything that we talked about at this point is perfect, and you get to the mechanics, and it, it takes a master's degree to figure it out, then,
Yeah. So that's why I think this would be less impactful overall, because it's at the bottom of the list.
Right.
If you can't get all the other shit right, nobody's ever going to be...
You could not even write rules. And some games will probably do fairly well for a while.
Yeah. Some that I've read, they would have been better off not writing rules.
Yeah. We have quality control and design. I kind of think those are pretty close together. If the cards look like shit, I'm looking at you, Star of the Guardians and Wing Commander.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to look at that shit. There's nothing interesting on it. And of course, if your cards, even if they look good, but they're terribly made, then same deal. Garbage. Send it to the bargain bin. Send it to Ollie's.
Yep. Yeah, and there's a guy, I'll plug somebody else who wouldn't know us or give a shit about us, but Kohdok.
Hello, Kohdok.
Has a YouTube channel, and he has the 7 Deadly Sins of TCGs, and he goes over some stuff. So yeah, I'm not covering everything that I know he's mentioned, but he's got some good ones on his list, like too much bullshit with the game. Not just sticking to the cards, having too many accessories. Yeah, it's a good list, good videos to watch.
And we've opened some of these basically starter sets, kits that have just so much shit in them. Like, what the fuck do you need all this stuff for a card game?
Yeah.
I don't want to have 35 dice out to play a game. I really, really don't. If the cards can't contain most of what needs to be done, anyway. Yeah. Moving on. Last on the lists, and probably should be at the bottom of the list, secondary market, because if your game can't support itself and support the player base for trading and selling and buying more, then it's not going to make it very far either. If you open a pack for $5 and everything in it sells for $1, and you never have a chance to get more than that, then it's hard to keep the economy going for a game.
Yeah. Yeah, you're almost, this is, showing some nerdy analyst stuff, the 5 why questions. This is more like a 10 why exercise, thinking about this. But yeah, that belongs at the very bottom, because if you don't have that, well, why did you not sell it? Well, we didn't have a good property. Why didn't you have a good property? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You're not going to have a secondary market if you get any of that other shit wrong.
Right.
No one cares about the property. No one knew what the hell the game was. They don't care. The mechanics suck. So, yeah.
But still an important piece of it. If you don't have that one, then you don't have, you don't have anything to build upon, Nobody's going to get excited about what you have. They have no way to, take what they have and trade it for better things in the future. So even if you come out with more product, it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
You can only go so far and for me in a card game where you don't have any value. If everything's worth a nickel, then I'll just wait till the game comes out and other people buy it and I'll buy it all for a nickel.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of them that belongs probably somewhere in the middle that we didn't have down is distribution.
Yes.
That's going to be a killer if you can't get distribution.
Yeah.
But again, that's probably 5-6 steps down.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to want to give you distribution if you have an original property and they don't know what you're talking about? And
right.
You don't have an existing player base and blah, 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 blah. So.
Yep. You got to have the cores built before you get to distribution. So.
Yeah.
Build your core shit. Get that shit right before you worry about everything else. But don't forget about it. God damn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There you go. There's a list.
It's our list.
It's perfect. It's everything ever. There's nothing else you can put on that list, so shut up.
Yep. 12 minutes in. Nobody's watching us now. They're already bitching at us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, how we do?
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, buddy.